CEO of Cultivated Solutions. It's a software development company building customized enterprise software. Before I give any public talk, I'd like to gauge my audience. So I'm going to ask you 3 questions. No, that's fine. Am I clear? To the
No.
back?
No.
Is the back hearing okay?
No.
Okay, okay, try.
There you go.
All right. So I'm going to ask you 3 questions, and then I'm going to judge you. Question number 1. While networking, do people talk more about themselves or other people? People in pair of hold on, let me show you the slides. Okay, that's the question. While networking, do people talk more about themselves or other people? People in pair of number 1, raise your hands. Very good. People in pair of number 2, raise your hands. Very good. Let's see what the answer is. Themselves. It's all about me. Let's go to the second question. While networking, do people talk more than they listen or listen more than they talk? People in pair of number 1, raise your hand. Okay, very good. People of number 2, raise your hands. Very good. Let's see what the answer is. People talk more than they listen. You see those big mouths? All right. For extra credit for people who got the question wrong, this is your chance. When you're listening to someone, asking a follow-up question, will that make you more memorable or less memorable? People in pair of number 1, raise your hand. Very good. People in pair of number 2, raise your hand. All right, let's see what the answer is. Yes, if you ask a follow-up question, you become more memorable. Wow, I'm talking to a very smart crowd. So, why to network? Because people do business with people they know, people they like, and people they trust. These are the 3 most important words in networking. The second is, we live in an interdependent society. We can't get there alone. And relationships are all there is in this life. You know, if someone is on a deathbed and you ask them, what could you have done differently? Most of them would tell you, I wish I had better relationship with people they know. No one would tell you that they had more money, or a bigger car, or a bigger house. So when to network? Well, it's a bad idea to network after you lose your job, or if you just started your company. You got to network way before you lose your job or start a company. Because building a relationship takes time. Building trust takes time. So you got to act way before. So how to network? I've broken down networking into 2 pieces. One is personal networking and another one is business networking. Mind you, any business relationship starts with a personal relationship. So establish that personal relationship first and then ask for business. Like I said before, people do business with people they like. So I'm going to talk about how to be liked. That's very important. Because when you meet someone for the first time, smile at them. You know, what you're telling them is that you're warm, you're friendly, and you're ready to do business. Give a firm handshake. It tells them that you're confident and competent. Always remember people's names. Our name is the most important sound for us. So interrupt while talking to someone. When they tell you their name, interrupt them, repeat their name, and then keep calling their name in the conversation. Always try to find something to praise people, because we all love to be praised, don't we? And be a very good listener. Always. Talk less, listen more. We have 2 ears, there's 1 mouth. Remember that. And always talk in terms of other person's interest. We all tend to talk about what we like. But if we want to impress someone, we have to talk about the other person. If the other person is interested in running, talk to them about running. Don't talk to them about golf if that's what you're interested in. If you want to make that relationship work, you got to talk in terms of other person. Ask them a question. Did you run a 5K or a 10K recently? If you ask that question to them, they would love to talk to you for a long time. And that's our agenda, is to let the other person talk so that we make them feel important and we listen. Be genuinely interested in people. And this is one of the biggest lessons I've learned in my life. I always try to be efficient, go as fast as I can. But when it comes to building relationships, you've got to slow down, because you cannot be efficient while building relationships. Relationships takes time, trust. So please don't be efficient. Please don't be that guy who just passes business cards, Rolodex, stuff like that. No, that's not you. If you're wrong, admit it and apologize for that. During the caveman days, when a caveman approached another caveman, they were afraid. They were afraid to meet each other because they didn't know if they were going to eat the other person or give them food. But you don't live in that society anymore. So don't be afraid. Go out there. No one is going to eat you. All they can do is not talk to you. That's the worst thing which can happen to you. And small talk. I'm from India. We don't do small talk in India. But in America, it's all about small talk. You got to warm up the other person. I had to learn about sports, weather. This was all new to me. But it's so important. You need to warm the other person up and then talk business. No one wants to talk business directly, Reaching out to people. It's all about effective networking. Do your homework before you go to an event. How many people went through the guest list today? Raise your hands, please. Fantastic. Very good. Very good. These people do the homework. Very nice. So do your homework. Try to find out what people do, and try to effectively network. Networking is not about meeting as many people as you can, but meeting the right people. That is the key. And always reach out to people as a way of helping them out. Networking is all about helping the other person accomplish their dreams and their aspirations. Remember that. It's not about you, it's about the other person. And have a meal with them. Have a meal with your prospect to find or someone you want to network, because when people are eating, they're happy. Dopamines are released, they're happy, and they're doing 2 things at the same time, eating and doing business. So try to have a meal. And don't ever keep score. If you help someone for 5 times, don't expect them to return you 5 favors back. It doesn't work like that. Try to givers get in networking. And build one relationship at a time. Don't be that card passer. And always follow up. You'll be remembered more. If you want to rapidly increase your network, connect with the super connectors. They are the ones who already have a big network. And when you connect to them, they'll open up a lot of channels for you. But it's tough, I know, because everyone wants to connect to them. So what you can do is that try to find out that super connector or decision maker. We all want to be friends with that decision maker who can make us a lot of money, don't we? So find out what that decision maker is into. If they're interested in some kind of organization, go to that organization and join that organization. If they're interested in groups, if they're interested in going to conferences, trade shows, go there. And try to form deep relationships rather than superficial relationships. Because when the time comes to help you, if it's superficial, no one is going to help you. Well, relationship is all about building trust. So let's talk about how to build trust. Always do what you say. Keep your promises. Never lie. And volunteer information. Don't omit details and do not have too many secrets. If you lie, admit it. And speak your feeling. You want to be authentic. You don't want to sound like fake. People become friends with authentic people, so express your feelings very freely. To build trust, if someone gives you some work, do an excellent job. Because if you show that you're competent, trust is automatically built. They'll give you more work. And always demonstrate a strong moral ethic. Well, these are the few places to network. And again, it depends on what you want to accomplish. So these are the list of places I've mentioned. You can get this when you get the slides. The last thing I want to talk to you about is maintaining connections. Forming a new connection is so tough, but it's very easy to maintain existing connections. So focus on maintaining the connections rather than spending all your energy on making new connections. The way you can do that is to connect with your contacts on a regular basis. Use the phone or face-to-face rather than email. It's more personal. Tell people when you get a chance. Ask for an informational interview. Always try to find a reason to talk to them. And at least follow up at least once in every 6 months. Remember, it's easy to maintain a connection rather than making a new one. I want to close my talk by saying that people do business with people they like, trust. And when it comes to relationships, personal relationship will lead you to business relationship. So try to form that personal relationship. I want to thank you so much for listening to me.